Welcome back. Last time we discussed the purposes of writing and we focused on writing to inform. Today we will be dealing with persuasive writing or writing to persuade. Now persuasion is simply the ability to influence how someone thinks or acts. You may not realize this, but you've been doing it for years. Every time you wanted that new toy or to stay up later, you were using your powers of persuasion. In fact, you probably mastered this purpose by the time you were only 3 years old. There is, however, a difference between speaking to persuade, often called begging, and writing to persuade. I've invited Nicky, T-Bone, and Wanda to help explain the differences. Hi, guys.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mrs. A. How are you?
I'm very good. I'm happy to see all of you. So, we are discussing persuasive writing. And I'd like us to point out the differences between writing to persuade and speaking to persuade.
Oh, you mean begging?
Exactly. So, Nicky, can you tell us about persuading someone in person, face to face?
Well, you can adjust your tone, adjust your points, see someone's reaction, and you can use facial expressions.
So, everything you can do in writing to...
Actually, no. You can't revise or change anything you have already said.
That's a good point, Nicky. You cannot revise your thoughts when you are in a conversation. That's important to remember. What if it's a conversation over the phone? T-Bone, how is that different than face-to-face?
Well, you can still adjust your tone and your points, but you can't see a reaction, can't use a facial expression, and still can't change your thoughts.
So what does that tell you?
Never ask my mom for money over the phone.
Maybe. But the real message is that you should be aware of the limits for whichever way you choose to deliver a message. How about you, Wanda?
In persuasive writing, you can adjust your tone and your points. You cannot see facial expressions or use facial gestures, but you can revise your thoughts.
That's right. It's like performing in a play, but there's no one in the seats. That's why writing to persuade can often be very effective. Even though you can't see the other person, you can revise and tweak what you'd like to say.
Do you think it's important to know your audience?
I'd say that's one of the most important aspects of persuasive writing. You must know who you are trying to persuade and what they would like to hear. Then and only then can you tailor your position to what they are focused on.
I also think it's helpful to use some entertainment writing when you write to persuade.
That's true, Wanda. Anything that keeps the reader's attention is very, very important.
Oh, don't forget that writing's also good for not saying things you will regret.
You're right. Once you say words you don't really mean, it's too late to take them back. But in writing, you can write it and change it, or write it and throw it out before the other person ever hears or sees it. Like informative writing, good persuasive writing relies on having accurate facts ready to support your positions.
Remember, persuasive writing is as easy as selling hay to a farmer.
Why would a farmer buy hay? Farmers sell their own hay.
I don't know, but I can give you my uncle's phone number, and you can call and ask him. He sells hay to farmers all the time.
Okay, well, from Nicky Fifth, Wanda, T-Bone, and I guess Timmy, as well as myself, we'd like to thank you for joining us and wish you happy writing.